Hello, Angie.
Hello.
How are you today? What did you do today?
I went to work and I just went on a little walk, and that's really about it. Not much. It's been a chill Monday.
So you went to work. How was work?
I can't. Hold on.
Okay. So let's hear backstory on Angie and I's friendship, because Angie and I go back so far, and like I'm still offended that she doesn't remember the first time we ever met in health class. Like, I literally don't understand how she doesn't remember this moment because it meant so much to me.
I think it brings depth to our story,
Yeah, but like we've known each other. We didn't know each other. No, maybe we did know each other in fifth grade, but like I think our roots are in middle school.
Yes.
And we were like there was like four of us who were like a squad.
Girl gang.
Like we were inseparable. And I feel like I kind of like perpetrated it. Like you and Kaden and Jessica were already like friends, right?
Kind of. I feel like me and Jessica were good friends. And then me and Kaden became friends. And then you were friends with Kaden. So we like all meshed into one beautiful little girl gang.
Yeah. And like I have so many memories of like sleeping over at Angie's house, like all like basically my whole childhood, like Angie Pantuosco was there. So the landing, that neighborhood was, I can't
iconic.
Even imagine. Like like all of my life happened in that neighborhood. But yeah, why don't you introduce yourself to the listener, because you are my best friend from literally forever. But as you, who are you, Angie?
Wow, that was a beautiful question. I'm Angie. I
Angie.
I don't even know where to begin, I'm living in Greenville right now, just graduated college, starting work life, career life, big change. I don't like know how to
Okay, I'll introduce you. Angie Pantuosco is the smartest person on this earth. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, growing up, like she was the number one in everything, like best soccer player, best student, like 100. Like, if you got a 99, you're nothing because Angie got a 100. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Like, it was just like she won life, like as a kid. Like you just really like we're doing things excellently. Like there was no averageness in your life. Like you just were like, I'm gonna do things like the best that I possibly can. Okay, I want to talk about that, like, because that's something that's driven you to your career now. Like obviously, like you are carrying that trait through your life. What, like, where did that come from, that drive?
Yeah, I've always kind of had that, I guess. I don't know. I just put a lot of pressure on myself, like since I was younger. Like in the first grade, I remember I got my first 90 and I like had a panic attack. So there's something deep within. It's probably a deeper issue. It's like not really healthy, but I guess it manifests into some good things. But yeah, I've just kind of always been that way. I've always wanted to be number one. I think it's kind of like the competitive energy that I have that, again, isn't great, but it has some positive side effects, I guess.
Like, I want to talk about kind of like your college experience and like finding a career after. Like, how were you like easier on yourself in college, do you think? Like you allowed yourself to have more fun? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, I went to Furman, and Furman's just a really hard school. So I just kind of did the best that I could. I think in college, it's less about, I don't know, who's number one. Like there's not really valedictorian or anything.
Right.
So it's easier to just kind of do what you can and move forward. And in high school it was more competitive. Like I wanted to be number one, like above everyone. And in college, it's not really like that as much. So I'd say I was a little more chill about my grades in college, but I still worked really hard and wanted to get A's and everything and stuff too. So
yeah, and I'm always impressed with you. You've always inspired me to like be better.
Oh my God.
I'm serious.
I feel like I'm like God right now.
Because I had to hype you up. Like your God complex, your head is just like huge. Wait, I can't, we'll get to like, okay, we'll get to like your current things right now, but we just can't gloss over like the stories of our childhood. Like, I feel like we have to share some, like the world needs to know.
Oh my God.
But like, what is noteworthy? Like, I just feel like our whole life is noteworthy, but like, I don't know, like we would create YouTube videos, like I don't know. I remember one time, like I don't even know if Angie remembers this, but we were having a sleepover and I was so hungry. Like I was so hungry. Like my stomach was like eating itself and we were upstairs. And I was like, Angie, can I go downstairs and get a snack? And Angie was like, no. And I was like crying. Do you remember that?
God, that makes me sound awful.
No, she was
Why
like,
did I say no?
I don't, because your parent, it was like 3 a.m. and your parents were asleep and like I was too loud or something.
That's fair.
It was fair. But no, and we like just ate a meal.
I feel like I kind of do remember that a little bit. I just imagined you in the kitchen, like just crunching on cereal or something, and my dad waking up.
Yeah, because that's like what would happen. Like, I don't know. Like, we just had the best time. Like, we'd always walk around the neighborhood and like tell Angie's parents we were going to like somebody's house when we like would hang out with like my ex-boyfriend or like, I don't know. Like, we would just troll.
We always did that. We would go and walk around the neighborhood and get like random 15-year-old boys who could drive to like pick us up and take us to like the local McDonald's or something.
we thought we were so bad. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, because like in South Carolina at 15, you can get your driver's permit and like drive alone or your like restricted license. And so like we would get like people to pick us up and like it was like our parents they probably like have no idea like what we were crazy. Like in our heads we were crazy. We were probably being super safe. It's not like we're like shooting up heroin or anything, but like we were being like we were lying to our parents about like where we were.
The drama.
It was dramatic, but we've been through a lot together and you've inspired me. And recently you've started a YouTube channel and you've always done some creative things. So why don't you talk about like that? Like where'd that start? Like how have you like interwoven creativity into your life up until this point?
Yeah, well, I've always had a lot of random little hobbies. Like I like singing and playing the piano, and I'm into fashion, buying clothes and thrifting and cooking, just a bunch of random little things. And I've just been kind of trying to find an outlet for all of those things without like making a bunch of different Instagram accounts or something, because that never really seems to work for me. So for a while, I just was taking videos of myself and posting them on Snapchat, talking about random stories throughout the day. And it's mostly just my friends watching it. So of course they were like, oh, this is funny, Angie. And like, I don't really know if the average person who doesn't know me would think that was entertaining. But taking that and kind of combining it with all my hobbies and stuff, I just kind of decided it would be fun to start a channel and just kind of have an outlet to put all of those random hobbies, just so that they're not all in my head throughout the week. I think it's been fun and it hasn't really taken me much time to make videos. Like I'll film for 1 or 2 days and then I'll edit for 1 or 2 days and just come up with something. And it's less about, getting famous and getting views and stuff, and more just some place to put, I don't know, my creative energy into. So it's been fun so far. There's just 3 videos out there right now. So there's not much, but did you watch today's?
I haven't had the chance
I
yet.
talked about you in it.
Wait, what did you say? Well, I guess I'll have to watch.
Talked about Viagogo.
We have to tell that story. Shut up. Oh my God. So this may be a touchy subject in the world right now, but we went to a music festival and we were so excited because this was like a big deal for us to go to a music festival. It was Music Midtown in Atlanta. And we were like obsessed with Billie Eilish and like all these people, like we had to go. And I think it was like on my computer on my back patio in Forest Oaks was where it all went down.
It was, but it was me. I think it was my fault. Like I clicked the website, I think.
Yeah, it was your no. It was like we were just
the root
of the problem. We were just like very like clicky. Like I mean, whoever's fault it was, like I don't know. I was probably like go for it, and maybe like you clicked it. I don't know, but we don't ever use viagogo.com. It was like a reselling website, like Ticketmaster or something. So I thought, and we bought tickets through there and they were like $300 each, which was right, I think, but maybe they were more. I don't even know, but I don't remember what happened. What happened?
It's okay. I can't remember the exact cost. I think in my video I said it was 200, but I think it showed up as being 200 for 2 tickets, but it was actually 200 for each ticket. So it was 400. And then after we put in the card information, it also charged us like $300 in additional fees. So it ended up coming out to like 700 when it was supposed to be 2 or something like that. And there was no information about Viagogo, like we couldn't call them or anything or cancel a transaction. It was a whole thing. We had to call the bank.
It was like it took me like a year to dispute the payment through my like bank. Honestly, like I'll out them right now. Do not trust Family Trust in Clover, South Carolina. They're the worst bank ever. And like I'm like, this is my Yelp review. This is my story from death to life. Like, do not go there. Like they're a fraudulent place of business, because I just like I was on my lawyer-ish. Like I had like a manila folder like full of like like full of the word manila. But I had a manila folder with like my bank statement with like the Viagogo, like all the information, the receipts. Like I was ready to dispute the payment. And this is probably like the first time in my life like something like this has ever happened, where like I was scammed, and like the bank would not help me. There was no way to contact Viagogo. I don't even remember like how much happened. Like both of our parents were involved. Like,
yeah. But we couldn't buy the actual tickets because we didn't have any money. So we were like waiting on the refund.
Oh yeah. Like that was all the money we had.
Which makes the story even more dramatic.
Yeah.
I was like crying. It was a whole thing.
But I mean, I don't even remember like the resolution, but somehow it was resolved. Like I probably went to the bank like 7 or 8 times trying to like figure it out.
Yeah, I remember you going there a bunch, and then you had your manila folder. I think after the manila folder incident, everything was resolved. But I think it still took a while for them to actually put the money back on your card.
Right.
Or something like that.
But, you know, it was resolved. We ended up getting tickets to go to Music Midtown, and it was that weekend was like the best weekend ever.
I know, I think about it all the time.
That Justin guy.
This beautiful home.
Yeah, he lived in like a mansion in Atlanta. We like really lucked out. Like
we did. That was a beautiful weekend. And then there was that hurricane or whatever. So my classes got canceled. Which made it even more exciting. Not the hurricane, but like the classes getting canceled.
Yeah, because I remember I came a night early to Furman and we raged.
In the local dorm.
Yeah, it was the way Furman set up was so funny because it was like you didn't have to leave the building. Like you could just like walk in the hallways to like the parties.
We were like drinking punch in someone's dorm room.
Like, and that was normal.
Then. My roommate was like throwing up.
I remember that. That was
a dark.
I think I threw up too. I don't remember.
You did. I have a picture of you.
I remember I threw up, but right after I threw up, I was helping the other girl, like momming her for, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, it was weird because I didn't think that you were that drunk. You just like threw up. Like, I don't know what happened. I just remember you throwing up and I was like, why is she throwing up right now? And then after you were just fine.
I think it's because I smoked weed.
Wait, did you?
I think so. I remember on like the beanies in that one kid's room, like a dab pen.
Oh my god, I don't remember that.
I've talked on this podcast before that is a devil's lettuce, and I will not be continuing.
Oh my god.
That is a devil's lettuce. I'm anti-weed now in California. Anyways, so you start this YouTube channel. This is a place for your creativity. It's like a hub for it to live. But why is that important to you to like get out?
I think with starting a new job and not being in school anymore and just having a lot of change and kind of, no offense to my job, like a more mundane life day to day, like 9 to 5 energy, just kind of sitting a lot. I just felt like I needed something else to get me excited and like again have a place for creativity, because I just didn't really feel like I had it for the majority of my days every day, which sounds really sad.
Yeah, are you okay?
No.
Is everything all right?
Not really. Everything is fine. No, but it has helped. It's been fun. Like, even when I'm just sitting around and I'm like, what should I do right now? And I just have that YouTube video to edit. It's just a cute little fun thing to do. Drink coffee, cut some clips, zoom in, zoom out. You know what it is.
You know what it is? Literally. Okay, like you are also like a coffee what is it called? I don't even know. I'm not even
Connoisseur.
Yeah. Like you've always been that way. You really do have a lot of interests. Like a lot.
I
Like
do.
there's so much like and that's something I talk about on this podcast too, and something I talk about with my mentors as well, is like I don't know, like it seems like there's potential to like do everything because like you can in this day and age. Like I mean, if I wanted to write a song like really bad, like I could. Like if I wanted to do YouTube really bad, I could. If I wanted to literally do anything. I was just talking with Lauren Zinzer about like I was like I literally could be an actress if I wanted to, which I can't handle. You know what I mean? It's like you really can do anything in this world. Like if you live in Western America and you have like an iPhone, and I don't know, like it's can seem kind of paralyzing sometimes because you don't know what to pick, or like you don't know what you're good at, or I don't know, like for me it's like I don't know what like I'm best at, so I'm just like what should I do? Like what do you think about like that whole conversation? Do you think you should pick a niche? Do you think you can do everything? Like what words do you have about that?
I agree with you. There's so many different options right now with things you can do, but I think that makes it more fun. Like I've always been a person who has like many little interests. Like I play the piano. I'm not great at the piano. Like I'm not over here claiming to be Beethoven. Like I can do a couple things, but I can't
hold it
do
down.
Much.
Yeah.
I could throw down, but like no, I mean there's certain things that I'm better at than others, but I do think that it's fun to have a very broad variety of little things. I don't know. I think it just depends on the person really, but I like having that variety because I just think it makes things more interesting.
Yeah, it does. Like I feel like it's so boring to just do one thing, but like people are masters at one thing, you know, like if they're a singer or a musician or a soccer player, like if that's like the one thing they do. Also, can you talk about soccer? It's such a huge part of your life. Like talk about it.
Let's get into it. Soccer is a huge part of my life. I have been playing since like middle school. My family's a huge soccer family. We got a soccer camp, the whole thing. I just think it's a really fun way to exercise. I don't love running much anymore. I used to be really into it, but I don't know. I think it's just gets kind of boring. So I like having soccer because you run and you don't really think about how you're running, but it's just a really great exercise. And I still play and I play pickup and stuff like that, but I'm not on a formal team or anything right now. I'm just hanging out.
Is that something you want to do in the near future? Like
I've been thinking about joining a team, but also a lot of times teams that are like adult leagues just have a bunch of 50-year-old men, and I just like, don't want to tear my ACL. So
I can imagine you like playing with them. Ew.
Yeah, I can't handle that. I don't know. We'll see.
That demo. I can't with that. It's big like in South Carolina though, especially in like Charlotte and Rock Hill. Like that's like the thing is like soccer, I feel like.
Yeah, there are a lot of teams that you can join and just play, but I don't know. I've heard of so many people hurting themselves, and I just don't want to do that and then be restricted from like working out and stuff. But it's still really fun.
Yeah, which working out is also like a huge part of your life. Like if you could break down for a listener, because I also need to know, I've never known, like what is your workout routine? Like take me through like start to finish, like Angie Pantuosco's workout routine, because I have to know.
Love the question.
I have to know.
I actually tell a lot of people about this because a lot of girls, especially who want to get into lifting, will ask me what I do, because it is really hard to know where to start, because it's just very overwhelming to walk into a gym and see all of the weird machines and be like, all right, what are we doing here? But yeah, basically I learned about lifting from my friend Marcella. Shout out Marcella. And she just taught me a lot about lifting, and she's a power lifter. So what I do is like more powerlifting based, if that makes any sense. So basically throughout the week, I always start out with a compound movement, which just means a movement that works out a lot of different muscles. It's not just like bicep curls where you're just working out your biceps. Like, it's a full body exercise basically. So some examples of that would be like squatting, deadlifting, benching, or doing like shoulder press. Bent over rows is another compound movement. So when I first go to the gym, I do a warm up, like I'll do some mobility, just like move my body a little bit. It's kind of
what
like
does that mean?
like active stretching, sort of. Like, what's an example? You know, like cat cow, like when you do that like with your back.
Like yoga?
Kind of, but like you're in motion. So you're just like warming up your muscles.
Okay.
But like you're not holding it as like you would with a stretch. Yeah. Exactly. So I do some mobility. I usually walk before I go to the gym too, just get those steps in. And then I'll start out, for example, with squatting, and that'll be my heaviest lift. So I follow an Excel sheet that tells me like what to lift every week and the rep scheme and stuff, because I don't want to come up with that myself. But you can find programs online or talk to your friends who go to the gym and they'll help you with that. Because I think that's like the hardest part, is knowing what to lift, like how much to lift and how many times to lift that thing.
Well, how do you know what weight to start with?
Yeah, that's a difficult question. It's kind of trial and error. Like, I always think that it's good to go with a friend who will probably have an idea of what you can lift. And you always start out like lower than you think, because you don't want to hurt yourself, obviously. But yeah, I would really just go with someone you know who lifts, because that's how most people start out, and it will prevent injury. Or if you're at a gym, like you can ask a worker there or a personal trainer or something, just someone who knows what they're talking about, so you're not just like hoping. But yeah, I start out with a compound movement. I do that. That's my heaviest lift, because I don't want to be tired and like do all the other exercise things before that. And then after that, I usually do like 5 or 6 accessory movements that are related to that compound lift. So it's squatting. I might do like lower body accessories, so like step ups, or I don't know, RDLs, just like anything you really want to work out. You can Google all this too, like squat accessories, and a bunch of stuff will come up, or again, like ask friends. So I'll do that, and then that's kind of the end of my workout. And then the next day, like if I squat one day, the next day I'll bench, and then I'll do upper body accessories and whatever. I just listen to my body.
What's an example of like an upper body accessory, like lifting, like what is that?
So if you're doing upper body, like if you're benching, you could do like chest or tricep or any other upper body exercises. So you could do like incline bench. So you're just at an incline, literally lifting the weight up. Like, that's an example. You could do tricep extensions. You could do tricep dips, like anything that's upper body, really. And again, like you can just Google it or ask somebody. But yeah, I usually just do accessories that are related to the first thing that I did. And it depends week to week, like what I do when, and it depends on how I'm feeling, if I'm like tired or whatever. But I try to do cardio a couple times a week too, or take a day off or two. But yeah, it's been fun learning how to do that. I think I'm more in a rhythm now than I've ever been. Like, I got pushed back because of COVID, obviously, and gyms being closed, and just kind of like started working my way back up again. But if anyone ever wants workout tips, especially ladies, hit me up.
Yeah, because that's so good that you like know how to teach that to like girls. Because I mean, how did you learn? You learned just from Marcella, or was there any like influencers or anybody you've like learned from?
Yeah, it was mostly from Marcella. There are a couple girls that I follow on Instagram, like KK Fit. They're very strong. But you kind of have to be careful about who you watch on Instagram, because there's some girls that are just like, I don't know, doing a couple things and have like millions of followers and
Oh,
saying that, and like have surgery and like saying that if you do this thing, you're gonna get your butt or whatever. It's just the whole thing. So I follow KK Fit and a couple other people. They're a really good example. But I always tell people, like, if, and girls again, if they ever want help like in the gym, you can text me. Or if you live in or near Greenville, like you can come to my gym for free and I'll show you stuff.
oh my goodness, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
you can come once for free and then after that you have to pay, but you get one.
You
Get
get
a
one,
membership.
one chance. And this is like her like getting her referral discount. But like I love that. And I love that like just like their whole mindset behind that. That's perfect content for YouTube. Like people would eat that up, like for you to like teach them how to basically do your workout routine. Like you should do a video, like your workout routine, like because that's so, I mean, personally, like, I mean, I'm not gonna deadlift. I'm sorry, but it's true. Like
I would love to teach you how to deadlift.
I mean, like maybe like if you taught me, I would though, because it's to me like it seems so overwhelming, and that's to working out in general. Like I've had such a weird relationship with it my whole life because it just is so overwhelming to me, and it's so because it's so intentional about like your body, and it's so like I'm completing this action like to feel good and like to whatever, but like some reason in my body or in my mind, I'm just like I don't know, like why I have such a weird relationship with working out. Like I'm just like I go in spurts, like every 6 months, like I'll do it for like a week and then I'll be like, oh, whatever, I'm skinny enough. Like because that's my mindset. My mindset is not like health, it's like skinny. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
I don't know, like I just it's so overwhelming to me. So I think it's so cool how you can like break it down and teach other people that like it actually like isn't that overwhelming. It's a hobby too. Like it's fun.
Right. It is really fun. And it's funny that you say that because I don't even really think about it as like, I mean, of course, I want results from working out. Like everyone wants that, but it really
Mhm.
is like more mental for me. Like if I go a couple of days without working out, it's not that I'm looking at myself and I'm like, oh my God, I'm fat or I don't look good. I like think about like my mind. I'm like, I'm going crazy. Like I need to get
Right.
out and do something. So I think you kind of reach that point after a while of being consistent and working out. But a lot of this stuff, like deadlifting, for example, looks really complicated, but it's really not. Like it's literally you just putting your hands on a bar and pulling. Like it's once you know how to do it, it's not hard at all. It's just like very overwhelming when you start out.
Mm.
But that's kind of what I want like more girls to know, is that it really isn't as hard as it looks. The dudes in the gym probably aren't staring at you as much as you think
Mhm.
they are. Like no one's judged. Well, maybe some people are judging you, but they suck anyways. So who
Right.
cares? Um, but yeah, it really is just more about yourself and your mental health. And I just think that it's helped me so much like over the past couple of years doing it. Um, but yeah, I do want to make a little fitness video on YouTube. I was thinking about it because if you look at, speaking of Music Midtown, if you look at the pictures that we took from Music Midtown, like I look so skinny, like stick skinny, like concerning skinny. And if
Yeah.
you compare how I looked then to now, it's just so much different. Like I've gained weight, but in a muscular way. So
Yeah.
I like the way I look now a lot better than I looked then, and I was like very skinny back then. So
Yeah.
it's interesting how different people view, beauty standards.
Right. No, I think like if you did like a before and after like thumbnail, million views. Like
Instant millions.
I'm telling you.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week that's your breakout video. People eat that up, but I agree. Like it is different, like how everybody kind of like wants something. They like that because that's my roadblock with working out is like to me, like I would want to lose weight. Like that's why I would go to the gym, would be like to be skinnier, which like isn't necessarily true. Like, because like I mean, like this is like a running joke in like my life, but I feel like I just like am 4 years behind on puberty always. And so like I literally like didn't get like hips and stuff and like a butt until like this year. Like and so I just like and I'm 22. Like I just like didn't have that before. Like I didn't understand like when a man looks at a woman, like he's looking at her curves. Like I didn't know that. Like I thought like it was about like how beautiful your face was. So I thought I was like killing it because I was like, I'm gorgeous. But like I don't know, like I would go for that reason. And I think that's my roadblock because that's my reason is like I want to be skinnier. Like not that that's like such a bad thing, but like I think like if I change my perspective to like I just want to be like healthy and like dedicate time to myself, an hour to myself a day to like my own like health instead of like worrying about other people, like that sort of mindset, like I think that would like help me so much. And so I just think, and I'm like encouraging you right now to put like stuff out there about that because you have a good mindset on fitness and health and like a good relationship with food. And like a lot of people in their 20s or in their teenage years like don't have that. So it would be cool to like listen to like your healthy relationship with that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, one of the last videos I made was like a workout video and a what I eat in a day video. And that was, I mean, I have 3 videos to compare it to, but it was my favorite.
It was my favorite.
Out of 3, it was my favorite. So yeah, I definitely will be putting out more stuff like that because it is really fun for me. And I really love getting my friends in the gym. Like one of my friends, McKenna, I recently showed her how to quote unquote how to lift. And she's been going to the gym like every day, and it's just cute to see.
It's cute. You're like an influencer in your small town. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like if you just like put that on the internet, like more people will like it. If your friends like it, more people will.
Right.
Yeah, you live in Greenville, you're a YouTuber, you're a career woman, future, whatever. I want to talk about your dreams in life.
Oh my God.
Like your biggest dream. Like I want to know, like, if you could do anything in the world, like, what would you do?
Oh my God. It's such a hard question.
My answer is perform like a pop star, like arena.
If I could do anything.
Or like, what is like something that you think about constantly? Like, I just want to know like some of your dreams because I think it's cool to like vocalize them that you're comfortable with sharing. Some people don't like saying them out loud.
Well, I think one thing that I'm definitely working towards, this is less interesting, but I do want to go back to school and get my PhD in econ.
Ooh.
But like the exciting thing about that, I want to be able to teach abroad. So like I would have to teach in the US for a couple years, I'm sure, but a lot of professors have the opportunity to go and teach abroad. Like when you go to an abroad program as an American student, a lot of times you have American professors. And I just think that that's so like fun because when I was abroad, my professors would just like hang out and drink with us and like buy us our pizza. Like I just my dream. I just feel like that would be really fun because it's like when people are abroad, they're still learning kind of, but it's more about like traveling and just opening up that whole new side of life. And it's just like a very interesting experience. And I feel like it would be really fun to be a part of that for a lot of different students and like see how everyone reacts to being in that sort of new atmosphere of being in a different country.
No, for sure. I didn't know that like you would love that so much. Like, would you go to Italy or like where's like your dream destination?
Probably Italy. I do want to travel more because when I was abroad, I was mostly in Italy, which of course is not a complaint. But I mean, there's a lot of different places in the world, so I'm very open to going to different places. But My heart's always going to be in Italy, you know?
Stop. I love that so much. My heart is always going to be in Italy. Yes.
Beautiful.
And your sisters came. That was like so special.
Yeah, I feel so annoying talking about like my abroad trip right now, but good
Yeah,
time.
it's why is it so cringy when people like talk about their abroad trip? Why does it look like I'm recording this on like a DS right now?
Yes. Animal Crossing.
Ew.
I went home this weekend to get my wisdom teeth out, and my mom had gotten my DS like out of the basement storage, and it was just like resting by the TV downstairs. I was like, why is my DS?
Did she think you'd play it because you got your wisdom teeth out?
I don't know. I was talking about selling it, and she sounded like she was offended. She was like, you'd sell it? I was like, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure some kid would buy it and then you'd be like $100 richer, which is
Exactly.
always great.
I need that 100.
I can't believe you're like fully functioning and you just got your wisdom teeth out.
I know. Honestly, me neither. I've been like jacked up on Tylenol for the past like 5 days though.
Oh my gosh.
Like constantly popping Tylenol.
Constantly popping it. Yeah.
Day and night.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, I like literally miss you so much. Like we always say like if we lived in the same town, like the world would blow up. Like
it would. It so would.
I'll be back December 19th. Mark your calendar.
Oh my God, I'm ready.
But yeah, like we would literally tear it up. Like because we would tear it up. Like I remember one time I like used like Angie's like backyard as like a set for a Snapchat story.
Oh my God.
Like I don't even know what I did. I was like in my bathing suit. I came over in my bathing suit because she lived on the lake. And I was like, I just need you to record like a bit for me. And then I like left. Like, who was I?
I do remember what it was about, but I'm not gonna say it on the air for your sake.
Okay, good. And yes, thank you. I don't remember, but the fact that you even said that like makes me
for the best.
Yeah, I used to be kind of crazy. Still kind of am. But yeah, like I think that this has been such a good conversation. Like, what do you have anything else that you want to share with like the listener, like that they may like need to know about you and your life?
I don't know how to end it out.
I can't with like the graininess of this. Why does it look like that?
I don't know. The whole screen is moving.
Like literally it's just like light. Like I thought my Zoom brightness would be like enough.
Willow is like staring me in the eyes right now.
Yeah, you are a cat owner.
I have a cat. That's what I want to close with.
Angie has a cat. I'm like using my phone.
It looks a lot better, honestly.
Yeah. Like why did it like this is crazy. Like I'm like refusing to turn my apartment light on right now. But yeah. So if they need to follow you on Instagram and YouTube, where can they find you?
My Instagram and YouTube, both I believe, are Angie Pantuosco.
And Twitter.
Tuosco. My Twitter is Angie Rose Pants. Don't ask.
She's like Twitter famous.
Am I? I have like 600 followers. Fame.
I don't know, but I think you have a good Twitter. Like it's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I haven't been as active on it lately.
I haven't either because I feel like it's like I feel like I'm old when I go on there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like I'm a fly on the wall. I just read stuff.
Right.
I don't have any original thoughts these days, you know?
You do. You just don't share them. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
Everybody follow her. You don't want to miss her. You heard her here. You don't want to miss her story. You don't want to miss learning how to deadlift.